I've made my choice. I think I've seen enough.
Wait, really? This is great. I mean, you haven't even seen the whole thing yet.
Honestly, that was fucking awful.
Dude, how else are we gonna sell the merch? I mean, look at this shirt. It's so good. Look at your shirt. Dude, they're gonna be selling it on verifiedmerch.com on Cyber Monday.
No, there's no way this is ever seen a live day. If I ever see this online, I will end your fucking career.
Alright, Scarra, fine. You don't want to do this? I know someone funnier, prettier, looks better in a dress, and she's Diamond 3.
Me?
No, her. Holy shit, guys, I got something crazy to tell you, dude. New merch from Verified Merch, dude. Can you believe what's coming? Cutie Pie has topped himself off yet again with some of the coolest merchandise that you're ever gonna find exclusively at Verified Merch. We're gonna be doing a little store launch this Cyber Monday, November 28th. Do not miss out on your chance to pick up some cool cutie pie outfits that you're gonna need in your wardrobe. And your mom, your dad, your cousin, your fucking sister, everyone's gonna need them, dude. You're gonna need to pick up multiple copies of them. And while you're over there, dude, definitely go ahead and check out my friends who are also opening up stores. Scarra, Pokey Diaries, lots of crazy gear coming straight at you, dude. Click the link down below to check it out.
Hey guys, Scarra here. I'm here to talk to you guys about a more specific topic. I've recently been going more toward patch analysis overall, but I think that I've kind of shied away from teaching you about how helpful things that help you during the middle of the game. So this time, I want to talk a little bit about what separates people from being good players and bad players. Or I would say what elevates someone's gameplay from being like basic to like more advanced. And one of the best examples I could do that is playing card games. Everything from poker to what's currently popular, Hearthstone, is the thing that makes people good is at some point when you're playing the game, you play and you realize the most optimal moves for yourself. So whether you're playing Hearthstone, you know, okay, well, I'm on curve, I'm gonna drop this on curve, drop 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. But what really makes you a good player is the ability to analyze what your opponents can do and bringing that into the equation. So let's say you, this is going to be some Hearthstone terminology, but like if you drop like a lot of minions on the board before turn 7, you should know that the opposing player could potentially wipe your board and win the game off of that, so you don't want to drop as many minions. And that's what makes that thought process from changing from personal opinion or just from looking at yourself to looking at the game as a whole is what separates, I feel like basic users from more advanced users. And it's kind of the first bridge that you're going to take to becoming a better player. Bringing that back over to League, let's go look toward the idea of how to hit skill shots. In fact, how to harass. A lot of times people ask me, how do I play the laning phase better? And this is something that actually a lot of people don't know till they turn pro. And even people in like Challenger, even people in Masters don't understand this concept. And the concept is, what does each person do in lane? So, assuming that the other champion isn't in the lane, what do? You last hit, right? The biggest thing about last hitting is when you go to last hit, when you throw an auto attack, you stay stationary and you're locked in your auto attack animation for that amount of time. Early game, it's about like what? It's like half a second that you're locked in, and half a second may not seem like too long, but half a second 6 times within every like 30 seconds, which is every wave, is up to 3 seconds where you can choose to have options to look for aggression. Now, how does this help for skill shots? How does it help for harass? When the people talk about the best players in the world, when you're talking about players like world-class players, people talking about Uzi. What makes Uzi good? A lot of people, Doublelift has said comments along the lines of, you know that he's going to contest you for every CS. When you go up to last hit a cannon minion, he's there already auto-attacking you. So what I mean when I say you can use this kind of advantage to make yourself a better player and hit skill shots and harass better is that what does the opposing player want to do? Like, usually when you're in lane, you're thinking about, okay, how do I hit this skill shot? How do I do damage to him? But the best way to put it is that if you were in his shoes, what do you want to do? And the most common thing and the biggest leap from making a player good at laning is the idea that you should be looking to harass when they're going for CS. So especially on a big cannon minion, because that's worth the most amount of gold, so they take extra emphasis to be able to get that one. So if you want to look for a big harass, note that when they last hit the minion, they cannot last hit you. And typically, the way you win the trade is you do one more auto, one more spell, or proc Thunderlords onto the other player in lane. Usually the way I see it. So like auto, spell, auto, and with him only being able to get off the spell onto you is a big win for you. And over time, that kind of harass sticks onto the other player. So in this situation, if you want to harass the other person, and a lot of times when you're doing skill shots, it's kind of hard to aim. You're not sure when they pause. The moment that they go stationary to last hit is the moment where you want to be throwing skill shots. And it's really, really important because it essentially tells you specifically a timing where you can look to harass. And this is a very, very, very important idea. On top of that, it's really important to know more about the game. And so my biggest idea is that I think that information plays a key role into the game. And in general, I think information is very important, and it's stuff that you can get very easily without even having to invest that much time into the game. You just have to look at a lot of people gain information over time, but the easiest way to and that's kind of maybe like the way that everyone gets it. And by information, I mean simple stuff from, how much gold does this item cost? What does a BF sword cost? 1,300 gold. How much does it take to complete a death cap from large rod? 25-50 gold. I know this because I play the game a ton. And how does that affect you during the game? So especially, let's just talk specifically about the laning phase. I look toward mana cost and cooldowns as a big indicator and range as a big indicator for what you can do and how you can move around champions and their weaknesses and strengths. So a good example is Bard. So right off the top of your head, what's Bard's Q cooldown? I'm sure if you ask any player in Master Challenger, they would tell you it's about 10 seconds. And that's exactly what I said originally. I looked it up before this video, it's 11 seconds. It goes down by 1 second per skill into the ability throughout all 5 ranks. So because of that, I naturally know that because I played the game a lot. And this kind of information is the difference between me being able to win trades and lose trades bottom. Because it essentially means that I'm able to find holes where I can harass them more. So let's go back originally to the idea that you should harass them when they're going for CS, because that's when people are stationary as a target, and it's easier for you to be able to harass them in this situation. On top of that, let's say you're playing against a Bard bot lane. When his cooldowns are down or when you want to aggress. And a lot of people don't really understand this concept. So for instance, I feel like this applies the most for bot lane, because bot lane has very like shield dependent cooldowns and like very, very key moments, and they level a lot slower. So typically those cooldowns are very important for trading. So let's say when someone throws a Janna E on someone, well, you should know that Janna E cooldown at level 1 is somewhere about 8 to 10 seconds. For the most part, most cooldowns are, if they're mitigation cooldowns or damage cooldowns early, they're about that duration. And in that, so when the shield goes down is when you should look to aggress. At the same time, when Bard Q goes off cooldown, you know you have a 10-second window to aggress. So when it goes on cooldown, you as the AD and or you as a support should walk up and look to harass them in this period of time. If you keep in mind the cooldowns, like the mana cost of the enemy player, as well as look toward kind of this I want to say, if you kind of factor in what they want to do, the best thing to do, like I said before, is to imagine what you would do in their shoes. And if you can look to pressure that, and actually it was really funny. So if you're really annoying, I think that's like one of the biggest good things that you can say about you. If you're annoying, that means you're kind of disrupting their flow of the game. You should know technically around what each champion wants to do. If you can be annoying and disrupt their pattern, that's your ideal goal in being able to essentially win the game or or be really effective, especially in lane. They want to CS, you're there to make sure you pressure them on CS. They want to be able to harass, you're there to make sure you know exactly which windows you can take to be able to harass or not. I'm Scarra here. Usually I don't really do this kind of stuff. This is the first time in a while that I'm able to do something very educational. And while there may have been some distractions here and there, and I may have been a little bit unclear about my overall direction, I hope this video helps some of you become a better player.